Now let's make an example of wrecking ball. Let's build a wall from cubes and then wreck it. And we'll learn also about the initial state. So I'll just build a wall right here. Duplicate that thing. Duplicate that cube a few times. Shift, you know how to use Shift D?
Yeah.
Duplicate once, move it. All right. Too many. And then duplicate again, move it up a little. Not too much because it's going to fall in the end. And then select them both. Select them all. Duplicate, move up. Maybe once more. Okay, now we'll make them all. Let's see how many did I duplicate there. I think I duplicated gravity field now. Sorry. Okay. Just delete that one. And select all these cubes. And we apply gravity on them. And they'll become rigid body automatically. So let's play a little. Oh, okay. Too far apart.
All following? So what was it that you wanted to do about applying gravity?
Now I applied gravity and they became rigid bodies.
To all of them?
Huh? All of them. All of them, yeah. Now we have a wall. That brick wall, which is dynamic.
So you just went into fields, gravity?
Gravity, yeah.
Okay.
Now play it for like 80 frames. So they settle down. Some will fall. And if it goes too slow, just delete. Oh. If they too far apart, they will collapse. We want a wall that's not in the middle. Don't delete from the middle. Just let it play and see how the walls stand. And then we go through. All right, and I'm on frame 73 right now. What I do is I create initial state. Once your wall is settled, once the cubes don't go nowhere, they just fall on top of each other. You see, Laurie, your cubes are too far apart.
Too far apart.
So if they're too far apart, they will just collapse. But try to make a wall, like a brick wall. Yeah, if you have too many rigid bodies, you might run too slow. So
yeah.
you better, for the example purpose, you just take a bunch of them on the side, a bunch of them, just delete them. Those see that, for example, that cube is too close to the edge. No, you select them and you apply gravity, so they become rigid. Also, think to keep in mind not to. If they too far, they just fall apart. But if they too close and they one inside each other, it will cause my errors. It's called interpenetrations. So if a vert is inside of another object, that will cause trouble. So try to make it not too far, not too close. So after you build the wall, Run the sim for just a few seconds. All right, mine is done. That's pretty good. Those I don't need them. I'll delete them. So I select all my bricks, and then we go to you can see, by the way, you can see the you see those X's inside. That means this is a rigid body, and you see they're all affected. Like if I select gravity, it all turns purple. That means they're affected. So they're all together now. Select the cubes, and then in the solvers.
Hold on. So,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So
it's all good.
So what, after we get these guys to, so I pay?
Yeah, keep it on the frame. Don't move.
Okay.
Don't rewind. And now we go to solvers.
We have to select them all?
Yeah, you select them all. You go to solvers initial state, and then set for selected. But you have to select them all together. Solvers initial state.
Set for selected.
Yeah, what it's going to do now, if you rewind, it's in the same shape. So you basically start your simulation from that frame that you already. Yes. Perfect. That's very good. Now let's make a ball to wreck it.
And you want us to say that wrecking it?
Mm-hmm. Let's make a ball. What's it, X? And then convert the ball into rigid body, active rigid body. And then there are a few ways, different ways to animate the rigid bodies. You can key the dynamics, or you can go and give it impulse. If we click on the ball, and the channel editor will have a shape, and then how actually it can delete the history. I think that would be.
Sorry,
you need it passive, right?
Which one?
The ball?
No, the ball. If you want to animate it by hand, yes, you can make it. You can make it passive, but we're gonna push it. We're gonna push it with impulse.
Oh. So you make it
So I'll make it active. If you make it passive, then the easy thing is just go to in the channel editor, go scroll down, and you see that active. You just you put 1 here. So 1 and become active. And now let's okay, X. Let's send impulse in X direction. And then let's see how it works.
Oh, so do you want us to delete the history on the
Too
sphere?
much.
Okay, to delete the history on the sphere or not?
Yeah, it's better to when you create objects to make it go faster. It's the best, and before you apply fields, before you convert it into rigid bodies, to delete the history.
Yeah.
Yes, you go to edit, delete by type, history, and
That'll delete the rigid body.
is it, you know that trick of I don't know, it doesn't really work well on Mac, but it does. If you want to put the button on your shelf,
Yeah.
like I use a lot delete history, so I click. Is it Control Option? I think
It's
Control?
Shift.
Shift Control,
Shift
Shift.
control, I think. You
No.
can just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
To
Shift.
the delete by type history, you just go shift control and click it, and it puts it on your shelf.
Okay, here you go. It's on that shelf. So it's Shift Control in Mac.
So if you hit shift control and click it, it should put it onto your shelf. So it does.
So next time you want to delete history, you just click that button. All right, and now we have a ball. We're going to animate it through impulse. You see, if you scroll down, you see impulse in channel editor right here.
Okay, so now play it.
So instead of 10, I think 10 was too much. Let's put it 3, and then let's negative. Let's push it negative Y a little bit as well, so it goes and hits like at the bottom of the wall. And then if we play, so we can play blast this thing.
Do you have it on play every frame?
And here you got the disaster right here.
You need a plane underneath it, so.
Can you make them all those and
Oh yeah, is it a best picture book?
Now there's a difference. But all right. So impulse.
So what are we doing? We want to set the impulse X to...
Yeah, but impulse. You see how it was pushing through? Impulse keep the speed constant. If we just want a little push, then use initial velocity right there. Initial velocity. It's on a channel editor. I mean, you can go to attribute editor. Just channel editor is right there. So select right here. Click on this button, and you have all these channels that you can manipulate. It's also, It's also convenient. It's good to use a channel editor instead of attribute editor. This is attribute editor, right? And this is channel editor. Channel box or layer editor. So when you have multiple objects and you want to change them at once, you want to change their parameters, the attributes at once, it's better to use, because if you just if you go to attribute editor and you change one parameter, it will only change for last selected object. But if you click on layer editor or channel box, then here, like for example, I want to change their mass, I want to make them lighter, so I select the mass in here, and each one of them had mass changed. But if I go in the attribute editor, it will be only a single, on the last selected. So for now, we go to, and instead of impulse, 0, 0, we'll give it initial velocity, so it behaves more natural.
What did you change the mass of the glasses to?
No, I just made them lighter. That's no relations. 0.5, half the mass. So let's give it initial velocity of 5. All right.